Hi, my name's Jay Vanessa and welcome to episode 2 of my Let's Talk podcast featuring G_Burp, who is a Dead by Daylight Twitch streamer. If you like the content today, don't forget to like and subscribe for future content. Enjoy! Right, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh my god, why is it just so much more embarrassing even though I do it every day?
Because you don't have the filter
I'm
on.
My pronouns are she, her. Play a lot of DBD, not very well, but we have a good time. That's what it's all about. I'm a full-time streamer. I'm normally with a potato filter on because I don't like being perceived. But I was like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna do face cam. It's gonna be fine. Because I've got some wine, so it's okay.
You'll be okay.
I'll be really brave about it. People on TikTok will go crazy, Jade. They'll be like, oh my god, face reveal? G-Burp face reveal?
Who is she? They'll be like, who is this person? Like, what kind of games you like, obviously, other than DBD? What got you into streaming? And just advice on streaming.
Well, other game, I know I kind of yap about this a lot on stream and stuff anyway, but other games, I go through eras, right? So we've had the Fortnite era, that's been and gone now.
Yeah.
I can't stand Fortnite anymore.
I know, when you declined my request the other day.
I was like, I just don't think I can be fucked for Fortnite anymore. It's just not. Am I right to swear?
Yeah.
Would you like me to lower the amount of swearing?
I swear all the time.
just in case.
I'm not going to censor you.
I'm very aware I do swear a lot. Well, you know, never know. You're like, G, can you please stop swearing? I went for the Fortnite era. I don't know. It's not the same as what it was. I'm kind of over it. But right now, I think I'm fading out a bit. But Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, not my normal sort of game. But I just got a bit obsessed with it. I feel like I'm just washed at it now, though, and it's doing my head in. It makes me want to put a hole through my monitor every time I play it. So we're kind of getting over that. But Fallout 76.
Oh yeah.
Me and Steve have been getting into that.
That's become quite popular again.
It has, yeah, because of obviously the series, right?
Yeah.
And I know that it got a lot. Fallout 76 got a lot of backlash. I think it was a really horrible release. They didn't do very well when it first came out, etc., etc. But I don't know. I've been really enjoying it. Me and Steve kind of venturing around, doing our own little thing. Has been really nice. It's been really cool doing that, to be honest. But obviously, other than that, it's like Dead by Daylight. Oh, GTA as well. I want to get a bit more into.
Yeah, I want to get back into
GTA.
it. Obviously, when we played with Beast the other day, that was quite fun.
Yeah, that was good.
The controls are just so weird.
Longer,
I don't understand the controls of GTA. Like, I was playing.
Do you do it on controller?
Well, so I was trying it on mouse and keyboard.
It's horrible.
And yeah, it was disgusting. But so
it's really horrible.
I plugged my controller in, and none of the controls matched what it was telling me to do. So, like, it would tell me that one thing was this button, and I was like, oh, it's okay, so I'll press A, and it did something completely different. Which is why I think it took me so long to do that mission, to get into playing with you guys in the first place. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that intro. Yeah, it's, I have a controller, and for some reason, I didn't even know you could take out the wire of this. I didn't know it could be wireless, or it had a removable cable. But
Right.
I found the controller, but not the cable. I don't know how that's even happened. I don't know how it's become separated. So I had to do GTA for the first time in my life on mouse and keyboard, and it's bizarre. It's not. I need a controller. It's not the one.
Yeah, I was messaging John, and I was like, these controls don't match. I was actually having a full-on mental breakdown. And I was like, the controls don't match what I'm pressing. I was like, please. I was like, I'm going to throw my monitor out of the window.
Yeah, technologing is not the one.
Yeah.
When it says it's going to do one thing and does the other, it's just not acceptable for me. It's like my brain can't process that it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you mean? Because this is what you're telling me it is, so how can you not be working?
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, obviously, yeah, DBD. But I stream that. I don't tend to play that outside of stream, just because I'm playing it every day and I don't want to get burnt out.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like last night, we played with obviously John was streaming last night and playing it. And me and Steve hopped into his lobby, and that was actually really quite fun. But yeah, I don't tend to play outside of stream just because I don't want to get burnt out with it, because I play it every weekday or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm surprised to be fair, I'm surprised you actually haven't had a proper burnout from it, because I mean, I've had the game since March last year, and I've had like 7 burnouts.
I feel, I am someone that can hyperfixate on something, right? And then that means I do get burnt out with it. That's kind of what I thought streaming was going to be for me. I thought I was going to hyper-focus on streaming and be excited about doing, getting my overlay sorted and emotes sorted and sub badges and blah, blah, blah. And then I was just going to kind of give up after like 6 months.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not been the case. But with DBD, I think, I don't know, because I try and find, without putting too much pressure on, I need to make up new funny things, I'm just a bit of a cretin. And I think that makes me enjoy the game a bit more. And it makes me find new things to do with the game. And I think especially now that I've been brave enough to start trying Killer, it's like a whole different game. I'm trying out the other half of DBD that I've never really done before. And I think that's, not that I was getting burnt out or bored of it, but if I was, that's definitely revitalized me.
Yeah.
That I can now do both sides of it. So when Survivor's awful and how it can be, I can just go, okay, I'm going on Killer. And it's nice to have that other side of it, for sure. Yeah,
I mean, so I obviously started off just going from between the two from the very beginning. And then I was mainly doing Survivor. If I was streaming or if I was like playing offline, I would always be Survivor, and I'd always be doing a Swift. Yeah. Like I would refuse I would point blank refuse to play on my own. I would never do solo queue.
Yeah.
I refused. I hated solo queue. And it used to like DBD used to scare me so much. Like I sound like such a wimp, but like I was always very much someone that was
game.
Yeah, but I was always very much that person that was like petrified of horror.
Okay.
I liked like gory stuff like that, but the minute it came to me being chased in the game, if I was solo queue, my heart was in my throat. And my adrenaline would be going, and I'd be like, fuck, like, trying to get away from this killer. So I would just refuse to do solo queue, because I had to be in comms with somebody.
Yeah, that's fair. I think for a long time, I didn't want to be solo queue because I was very new at the game and didn't want to let random people down. Because I think when it's your pals, they won't be too horrible to you.
Yeah.
Or at least John was never really horrible to me. I say never really. Like, he wasn't at all. But, going in solo queue when I was very new to the game, I mean, I remember people coming into my chat and, like, giving me shit. And it's like, I'm new to the game. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, when I get the sense that someone is new, I sort of remember everyone fucking starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they are hiding in a locker. It's a shame that I've been matched up with them, like, in the MMR or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not their fault,
I'm always that person that hides in a locker. I'm always that person. I used to play with Raisin, like, all the time. And I'd always be that person that would get caught in a locker by the killer, getting dragged out. And she'd say to me in comms, she'd sigh really loudly and go, "Were you in a locker again?" Yes, I was. But that was before I'd met John and he taught me like the basics of looping. And now I just don't play Survivor at all.
The tutorial doesn't show you all that.
No.
Okay? It doesn't. It like tells you how to vault and stuff.
It's sort of
shit. You how to not be scared of killer. But yeah, for the longest time, I needed a squad with me all the time because I hated doing it on my own.
Yeah.
But now, I'm a solo queue girly. I love solo queue. Not when I'm offline. If I'm offline and fancy DBD, it'll either be with pals or I'll do killer.
Yeah. I guess it's easier to do solo queue when you're streaming though, because obviously I mean, you found out on Fridays when you do open lobbies, like it does get a lot, like swapping
It
people
does,
in and
yeah,
out.
it does get a lot, yeah. And I do sometimes think like maybe if I did it more often, it would be less intense because I do it all week, and it wouldn't be such like a well, I don't know, as intense on that singular day that I do it on, you know.
Yeah.
But I like solo queue too much, and I think it's easy for me to do solo queue and stream, and it to be fun, rather than I think if I did solo queue offline, I just don't think it'd be. I'd be like, what am I doing? Why am I
Yeah.
here?
I think I'd DC out of every game. Like, I just can't stay in this game. What am I doing to myself?
Well,
It's
I think I'd just
torture.
be bored, to be honest. I think without making it like the silly, goofy ha-has and all that sort of stuff, I don't know. I think I'd just be like, God, I'm actually just sat here on my own repairing a generator. It's really sad. Yeah,
Like,
it just gives me more options so that if I am feeling burnt out of Survivor, I can just hop on
yeah,
and do something else. Because Killer used to really scare me. I imagine I felt with Killer the way you felt with Survivor. In that
yeah,
I was just really scared. I thought Survivor's going to be horrible to me. Because I
yeah.
know what Survivors are like. And they're going to bully me and take my eyeballs. And then GG easy me at the end. And I'm like, I know it was easy. Oh, you think I'm bad at DBD? Okay.
Cool.
All right. I've literally built up my whole DBD streaming career on being bad at the game, so that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
all right with me. It's fine. And obviously you do get the odd person that just really tries to come in and cause shit, right? And it's really horrible and whatever. But I don't know. I think it's very easy for me to just be like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. Your words cannot hurt me. I'm immune.
What is your favourite aspect of streaming?
Ending. No, I'm joking. That's just a joke. No, it's just a joke. No, I love.
Okay, bye.
Anyway, I gotta go. My favourite aspect is, I think, giving people a safe space and being able to have an impact on people's lives. Because my whole goal, and I remember when I first started, my whole thing was like, I just want to make people happy. I just want to have a laugh and play silly games and have fun with it. All that good stuff. And I don't know, maybe that sounds really cliche and gross, but that was always my thing. And I remember even saying it to my partner at the time. I was like, I just want to make people happy. You know, it gives my brain a thing to do and to think about something else. And I can possibly have a positive impact here. And I think seeing that I've been able to do that is like, yeah, it's up there with definitely being like one of the easily my favorite thing about or aspect about streaming is having that impact on people. It's nice.
Yeah. I mean, your growth has been massive. Like, even since hitting partner, it's just gone like,
yeah, that's been wild.
yeah, because I mean, you hit partner when? July,
yeah, on the 31st, I think it was like end of July.
Yeah, because I'd come back from TwitchCon by that
and
point.
I'd come back from seeing Steve. And I remember Steve had said I'd sent off my application the night before Steve left, and Steve was on his way back home and went, "Have you heard anything back yet?" And I was like, as if I'm gonna hear anything today. And like a few hours later, I get the email going, "Yep, you got it." And I was like, I remember messaging Prevs like, "I'm gonna cry. I'm freaking out." It's like Prevs was like the first person I called because I was like, "Can you check my Twitch? Like, I don't know if I don't know what I've just done." I was like, "Have I just accepted partner?" I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is them just being like, "Thank you for application, blah, blah, blah." And I called Prevs and I think I was just immediately crying or just manic. And Prevs was like, "Oh my god!" Like Prevs was just amazing and supportive, obviously, as she always is.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go live." And I mean that I'm so gutted because I don't have that stream anymore. And I should have fucking saved it. But I mean, to be fair, most of it was just me crying. Most of it was just like, I can't believe it, oh my god. You can enjoy the vibe and the content and stuff, but it's not to say that I'm gonna be like your person or whatever, but they then get to find their people.
Yeah.
You know, they get to find their favourite cozy, comfy people that they love to watch and stuff like that. I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
And
you're like the ringleader.
I can see that happen as well. God. Yeah, all the time I'm saying to Steve, I'm like, not my clowns, not my circus. He's like, no, they are your clowns, and this is your circus. But yeah, it's like, and I see that happen, and I see these little groups form, and people hanging out and enjoying each other's company, and like, another thing it's always filled me with so much like serotonin is when people come in and everyone says hello to each other, and people have their little bits of like patter or I don't know, it's just nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that a lot. I know I'm gonna say that a lot. It's just nice. It's just nice. But like, I remember going into Strikers and Steve was in there, and I was always like too scared to say hello to Steve, because I was like, I feel like he's one of these people that, you know, because I'm not. How do you kind of explain it? Like, you know, there's some people you don't need to always say hello to them in a chat, right? It's like you're just existing in the same space, and you can have a chat, but you don't always say hello to them, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, Steve was one of those people, so I don't want to bother him, and I feel like he's just quite happy existing. I'm happy existing. I won't say a direct hello. And then remember, he said hello to me, and I was like, oh my god, I thought you fucking hated me. I was like, I thought you hated me.
Sigh of relief.
And then yeah, it just sort of went from there, really.
Now look at you. I think this is either Eden or Ray. So.
Oh my god, is it about staggies?
Yeah.
Go on.
Kind of. So I got caught yesterday playing Club Penguin.
Do you know what? I took a screenshot of it, Jade, and I was going to send it to you and going, is everything okay?
John's done
Is
this.
everything alright? Do you want to talk about it?
John said the same. He literally said the same. Oh, what's going on with my PC froze?
I was quite concerned.
So, I mean, I was enjoying myself.
That's what matters. That's what matters.
Yeah, I was enjoying myself. Let me just lower my. There we go. I didn't realise that it came up on Discord, like under my name, saying Jade Melissa is playing Club Penguin, and I was
Put
like,
on full blast into everyone on Discord.
I had Ray message me, going, ha ha ha, no way are you on Club Penguin. I then had someone else message me going,
good old Ray.
Club Penguin? No way. I was like, oh my god.
I just thought, you know, I'm just going to let you thrive. Am I concerned? Maybe. But I'm just like, maybe they're just having a good time with it, and that's fine. That's all that matters.
So let me put
Club
this...
Penguin stream when?
No.
Come on.
You know.
Do you know what? I love that pizza game. That was my favourite.
Yeah, me and Ray were having that conversation earlier, actually.
Absolutely. There's just no match.
There's no match for it. I think I might have got Ray and Eden to get on it, so...
Oh my god, oh wait, hang on, are we in our Club Penguin era?
I think so.
Are we getting on the Club Penguin muck?
But going back to it, can you see that?
Is that staggies? Is that fucking staggies? Is he in Club Penguin now? That looks like someone that would sniff walls. Am I right, Ray? That's no notes. Hi, staggies.
And I could just see it out the corner of my eye while we were having a conversation. And I just looked over. At first, I didn't know what it was. And then I looked over and looked at it properly, and it's staggies.
It is staggies, yeah. There's new profile picture.
Yeah, staggies. You need to get that on.
Oh my god, is
socials.
that a can of Monster? I only just noticed.
Yeah. What are your top tips for first-time streamers?
As tempting as it is, don't self-promo. I think that's a really big one that's quite hard to sometimes to always know that that is what you're doing. And I think that can immediately set a vibe of you to other people. And you don't want the vibe of, oh, it's a self-promoting individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that first and foremost is the Twitch etiquette, that little link or whatever. I think that is a good thing to look at, because it will really help you with my second point, which is networking. But it's knowing what's networking and what is just, well, self-promoting, right?
Yeah. Networking it in the best possible way without self-promoting.
I fucking hate even calling it networking. I hate that, because it sounds so formal and so, I don't know, it gives me the ick. It gives me the ick, because it's like, I think it's very, very vital to growth on Twitch, especially if you're not putting content out elsewhere.
Yeah.
Growth on Twitch is just near enough impossible. Like on your own. If I just streamed without posting it anywhere, without doing any other content, blah blah blah, sounds horrible, but it is important. But when it's networking, it's not just go into other people's streams and be like, wow, gosh, I love streaming, yippee, anyway I've got to go do my own stream now, or anything like that. It's making these connections, and getting to know people and kind of building relationships, you know, with these people, and not just I'll talk to them and hope that they shout me out, or I'll talk to them and hope that they raid me. Just important balancing networking compared to self-promoting, because I think I do genuinely believe some people don't realize they are actually
self-promoting,
or like how that could impact how the streamer feels, because personally it makes me feel really used, especially with the, you know, with growing and stuff. When people do self-promote, it just makes me feel like, well, used. It just makes me feel like shit, because it's like, well, you're just only in here to promote your own stuff. And I am, and I think you all know, I'm very fucking supportive of people that I have met that also stream. If my pals are live, I'll mention that they're live, I'll shout them out, you know, if they're near a follower goal, I'll give them a shout out to help them get to that, you know, reach those final goals or whatever. I'm very, very open in supporting those around me. But those that I do support around me are not people that come in and go, I'm gonna go stream now. Well, anyway, gotta go back to my stream now. Like,
bye.
Oh, right, okay. You know, we don't start at hundreds of viewers. That's not how it works. You gotta get on the grind, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I could talk about streaming for like 10 million years, to be honest. I love it.
I mean, my big one I've only recently started doing it is turning off view count.
Yeah, and because I know it's so easy to sit here and be like, oh, don't worry about view count. Don't worry about view count. Because I know you're always going to see it. At some point, you might even just check. Like, I used to do that. I would just be like, I'll just see how we're getting on. And then if it was a bit lower than I thought, I'd be like, oh, so glad I checked it.
Yeah, it would just fill me with anxiety.
Yeah, and I think my whole thing has been, I would rather have an active chat than worrying about how many people are in. So if I had if I had 20 people in the viewer list but chat's dead, it's like, well, I'm happy with this number, but I still feel quiet, even though lurkers are the workers, everything like that.
But
when I did start out streaming, if my chat was quiet, it used to fill me with so much anxiety.
It is the worst, because chat is what keeps you going, keeps the conversation going. And when there's nobody chatting, you either sit there in silence or you sort of just start making conversation with yourself.
Yeah, and I think that can definitely bring people to take part in chat, right? And that's why it's always a thing. I guess another thing is, like, keep talking. Even if you're just yapping away, you're talking about what you're watching on TV recently, you're talking about what you're having for dinner, whatever, like, because that might start a conversation, and then that's going to go into whatever the hell. Like, keep talking, because if you're in silence, there is nothing to bounce off. And even though it's really hard to sometimes sit there and think, oh, I'm talking to myself, I can guarantee you're not talking to yourself. I can guarantee someone has you unmuted and is listening. And I think as I, just before hitting, like, getting towards partner and stuff like that, the more I realised how much actually people are here. They are lurking. They are working and lurking, but they can still hear me. Like, you know, once they get a chance to chat, they're like, oh, I've been lurking away. Like, you were talking about earlier, and I just wanted to give my piece for it or whatever. Like it's like people are listening to you, people are watching you, so keep going, keep being you, keep yapping away, keep having a laugh, because someone is listening, someone is watching you, in the least creepy way possible. But someone wants to hear what you have to say, someone wants to watch you, someone wants to enjoy your content. So just keep doing it, even though it can seem really hard. And I found it was much easier actually to have a quiet chat if I didn't have cam on. Being on cam like this, if it was quiet, I'd feel worse and more anxious. I don't know why is that? I really don't know why that's a thing.
I don't know, but I get it as well, because obviously I've recently switched to doing a few no cam streams, and I've started using like a little ghosty PNG thing,
like PNG.
And I mean, most of the time I feel like I can actually, if chat's quiet and I get a couple of minutes, I'll tap the top of my microphone, I'll mute, and I'll just like start chatting to myself for a minute and be like, sort yourself out, you're fine.
Yeah.
Have a vape, tap my microphone back on, get back on it.
Yeah.
But I also think it's the fact of when you're on camera, people can see your facial expression.
Yes.
And if you are sat there and you do look unhappy,
they can tell. You're being perceived.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I can't fucking stand that. I can't stand that. Like, you know, being a potato, that really helped. It's still not ideal. I'd still rather, you know, I wouldn't rather be off cam. I like being a potato and all that shit, but, you know, if the chat is quiet, I'd still rather be no cam, because, you know, I can just, if I am a bit low about it, or a bit more reserved, or maybe it's like, I was always really cautious and aware of checking chat, as in, you can see that I've looked at chat, seen that it's not moved, and then I've gone back to my game.
Yeah.
You know, and that used to just be through my head, and I don't know, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was. Sometimes I can't believe I actually managed to push through it, just because of how much like I would get in my own head about stuff. I will read something, process that in my mind, almost think of a reply in my mind, get distracted doing something else, and then I almost forget that I've actually not replied.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, especially when playing games and stuff, I will kind of absorb the fact that subs come through, and then I think, did I actually say thank you?
Yeah.
Or did I just autopilot and assume that I have, but I haven't?
Yeah.
So I do end up repeating myself quite a bit and clarifying, because, you know, I don't want it to be like, God, if I ignored someone's sub, I'd feel horrible. Or just, you know, ignored someone in general. I don't want to do that. What's
something that you wish you knew when you first started streaming?
Oh. Oh my God, I don't know. What do I wish I knew? Maybe like... That's so hard. Why can't I think of anything? I feel like... I wish... Oh, I don't know. Maybe I wish that I knew... No. I don't know. Do you know?
What? Something
that... Do you know what you wish
what
you
I'd
knew?
wish? No.
I can't think of anything. I think like maybe I wish I knew to... Oh. Fuck. I wish that what did I not know? What was like? Because I feel like there were certain things like, you know, don't self promo. Yep, cool, got it.
Yeah.
Don't check view count. Yep, got it. I wish that I knew
Spiff
to avoid antler beast. Do you know what I was gonna say? Staggies. I thought staggies is enough. Is that enough? You know what I mean? Give him a break. Maybe I wish I knew to not be so naive though. In general, kind of stay in my own lane a bit more. Oh, that is really. I think I'll probably think of something. Maybe to not there. Something I wish I knew is like not to have to worry about your stream looking like fucking loads of overlays and camera borders and loads of you don't need to like worry about that shit too much. Like if you can just have your camera, the game, you know, your mic set up. You don't even need the camera, right? You can just be like mic in the game.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I put too much pressure on myself in that regard at first, and I felt like I was like, oh, if my stream is this, then it's not gonna be whatever. I don't know, that's pretty shit. That's a shit answer. I think I wish I knew to not be so naive. I think that's a good one. Because you don't know people's true intentions, especially on Twitch.
Yeah.
But I think that's the same in real life as well, to be honest.
I mean,
I think it just applies with everything.
I'd probably say the same. Like, I met so many people when I first started out on Twitch and thought that they had good intentions, and they definitely did not.
Yeah.
And I feel like I put myself in a vulnerable position when I first started off streaming, which I probably could have avoided if I had avoided those certain people.
Yeah, I think... Yeah. I mean, maybe knowing as well, because I think at first maybe I kind of viewed it as quite... until I sort of started growing my own community, I think it's very easy to fall into, like, when you're new to Twitch as well, especially, it's like the whole parasocial thing, right? It's like not everyone's your friend. Like you have your online friends for sure, but just because you know them on Twitch doesn't mean you're like best mates or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I think maybe at first that was something quite new for me to realize. And it's not to say they don't like you, it's just it doesn't make you like best mates straight away, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that was something that I had to get my head around a bit. But yeah, coming around to it again, I think it was that, just knowing like boundaries and stuff like that, and setting my own boundaries as well, because I was very much like, I let everyone in. You know, I let everyone into my business and stuff like that, whereas now I'm a lot more like very careful with who I let in, and I very much try and stay in my lane.
Yeah.
I stay with what I'm doing, you know, and stick to that, because I just can't be asked for all that shit. You know, it's like if it doesn't involve me, like I'm not going to involve myself.
No, there's no point in getting yourself involved in drama unnecessarily.
No, definitely not. I don't have the mental capacity for it. And I think, but when I first started, it felt very much like I probably was quite naive, and I was like, yeah, I guess thought everyone was friends with everyone and stuff like that. And maybe I wish I kind of knew that actually that's not the case, and not in a negative way. I think that could be misconstrued into like that means like Twitch is really scary and dangerous and stuff like that. And not anywhere on the internet or online can be dangerous.
Yeah.
I think it's just maybe not being naive and making sure that you're just do your own thing. Don't worry about everyone else. You just keep doing you.
Yeah. No,
you just keep doing you.
I agree. What would you change about Twitch as a platform if you were in charge? Pay.
I feel like they're cooking with that though. I think for the longest time, it would have been like the split. And I think they're cooking with that in is it ideal? No. I'm glad it's not only behind the partner wall. It's to everyone now, that plus thing. If you have over a certain amount of subs, you get a better cut. I think that's really positive. But so for the longest time, it definitely was pay. 50-50 is bullshit, and I think it's disgusting, quite honestly.
Yeah.
That I can sit here and put in all this work, and someone is giving me their hard-earned money, and I'm only seeing half of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Especially with how expensive subs are now as well.
Now being a $5 and that's that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, you know, I like that they're cooking with the whole, you can get a better split. You kind of have to, it's hard because it's like, I don't like the idea of pushing people to sub to me, even though yes, it is my job, and all that stuff. I still feel bad because he lives, you know, we're all going through it, you know. And you don't know the situation that people are in, and I don't want people to feel like they have to subscribe to me or whatever. Hence why I do the ads, because that means you can just support me for free quite easily.
Yeah.
But I think more, again, I feel like they are cooking. I feel like they are kind of listening to the creators, and is it perfect? Absolutely not. But I think they're cooking. I think they're getting there.
It is getting there slowly. I mean, there's some things that Twitch have in place, like your emote getting taken down as one.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they've got some some rules that are in place that are just like, why?
Yeah. I kind of I wish it was better to, like, so when people when they have these accounts that normally get, if they say something horrific, they get banned quite quickly, right? If you report them and stuff, they'll get banned. But then they can just make another account.
Yeah.
And keep harassing you and stuff. I wish there was more of like an IP ban in process, which I kind of thought there was. I thought that was something that was in place, but it's clearly not.
Yeah.
Because people still get to harass people by making just other accounts. Like, I had someone come in the other day, like, oh, well, you banned me last time. It's like, well, I've definitely not unbanned you, so that means you've made another account.
Yeah.
To come in and give me shit. Like, how is that allowed?
Yeah.
You know, I think, yeah, sorting that out would be great.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like they've done a lot of good things with moderation and auto-modding and shared ban lists and stuff. You know, there are a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, that stuff is still going to get through. Like, I can't believe things like, oh, I fucked it, gets auto-modded.
Yeah.
Or saying gay gets auto-modded. And then someone comes in telling me to unalive, and that gets into the chat.
Yeah.
And it's like, how does auto-mod not pick up someone saying that?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, great, now that means that everyone, because, you know, me seeing it and my mod seeing it, that's horrible enough. But now everyone's had to see that because auto-mod decided, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll allow that.
That's right.
Yeah. No, it's I like that they've finally introduced in the moderation section that you can put a limit on the conditions to follow someone.
Yes,
so it reduces the likelihood of being follow botted.
Yeah.
I like that they finally put that in because
yeah.
that has become such a big problem.
And shield mode and stuff like that when hate raids were like really rampant. I know they're probably still cutting about, but I feel like there was an era where they just suddenly came back. And they were like, and it was kind of just unsafe to stream because if someone put your link on Reddit, you know, it was like, okay, let's go over to this person, give them shit, right? And I think they are listening and they are cooking. I feel like a few years ago they just weren't listening to all these issues that were clearly issues, but they are slowly but surely implementing things that streamers want and need to feel safe.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't feel, even though I know you are online, you are in a public forum, you are kind of putting yourself out there to have that as a potential, but in your space you should at least feel safe to an extent.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's like, it's hard anyway because it's online, like I said, and anyone could just be a freak, I guess, but you know.
But also at the same time, it goes back to like what we were talking about earlier with it's your safe space and you're trying to create that safe space for other people. And when people come in and do stuff like that, it ruins it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It puts not only you at risk, but it also puts your entire community at risk.
Yeah. Like, you know, I had someone when this person did come in, and it's so silly because it's just over a game of Dead by Daylight. They just lost quite badly, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I know it had triggered someone. You know, and I hadn't even, because you know, I can kind of be like, again, like you said, like I can take things like it's just a random freak being horrible. Like, yes, that is like bold. That's crazy to see in my chat someone saying that. But I can kind of be like, it's just a random freak, whatever.
Mm.
And then I think someone being like, actually, that was quite rough to see that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. Like, you've just come in here to have a go at me, and you've made, you know, whatever, be horrible to me, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
but you've actually made someone who was just in their safe space, in their comfy space, watching me. You've made them feel really, really uncomfortable and upset.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
That's not okay. Because they should feel like it. That's obviously they're not gonna have to see shit like that. And, you know, obviously my mods are class and they're always on top of it. But obviously that message came through and there's nothing I could do about that. There was no auto mod.
Yeah.
It just came through. And I deleted it as quick as I could. But if someone is active watching your stream, watching the chat, they're gonna see it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some things that you can't obviously stop. Is there?
Yeah.
Like, it's all well and good having like the banned terms and whatnot, but someone could easily come in and spell it wrong or
use numbers. Like,
yeah.
banning omelette.
That is a pain in the arse sometimes.
On words.
Yeah.
Honestly, I live for the day that it's a big word on words. It's my favourite.
Why did you ban omelette?
The deep lore of omelette.
Yeah.
Because Greer, the little rat, started a horrible, vicious rumour that I order an omelette from the Chinese.
Can you even
and
get
that was
omelettes
just
from the
traumatic
Chinese?
for me because I don't.
You can
don't order omelette.
You can get omelettes from the Chinese?
Yeah, apparently. In, like, the English section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't, though. Okay, it's slander. And then it all became a bit of patter, and then the Charters, right? This is a Rust community.
Right.
Got hold of it, and that's Dino, Spiff, Paws, Took, Wasps, or, you know, all of that lot.
Yeah.
Got hold of that, and it became a thing that Usurp as well, and it all just became a thing that I get omelettes from the Chinese, and it just became a horrible, horrible joke. And I was like, all right, that's it. You're not allowed to say it now. I'm gonna ban the term.
But now Spiff's a mod.
Yeah, but Spiff would never do that. Spiff's my sweet boy. Other than saying I don't have a brain, obviously that's horrible. But Spiff's my best behaved mod.
Speaking of icks, what gives you ick with?
Oh my god, what doesn't give me the ick? No, go
with
on,
like chat, like people chatting or being in a stream. Like, if you were to go into a stream for the first time and someone was to do something, what would make you not follow them?
Oh no. You're trying to get me cancelled. Listen, Jade's she must be like halfway through the bottle of wine. So we'll ask her this now. If I don't see anyone in chat with their pronouns set up, or when it's not in their about section or whatever, or whatever, if there's no pronouns, if the green frog, the dreaded green frog, is cutting about, and if and this genuinely is not. I don't know if anyone's got these rules set up or whatever. If there's no rules, that's an ick for me. That's like a red flag. And if the rule is only like, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's a red flag to me. That gives me the ick. There's been a few times if I go to raid someone new, and you know, those kind of things, I'm like, I might need to actually scout them out first.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I'm sure they're great and I'm sure they're lovely, but for me, if there's no rules, and that means to me, I view that as an outsider, there's no boundaries, and that anything could be talked about or done or whatever, and that means to me immediately that that's not a safe space. But if we're talking like, oh god, I don't know, I think it would be best to just leave it at that. Just like those things, like the serious ones of like, yeah. Because I'm sure that it doesn't mean that they're a bad person or anything like that. It puts my back up thinking, okay, maybe this isn't someone that I'm just going to do a blind raid on, you know?
Yeah.
I'll be like, maybe I'll hang out for a bit first and see if, you know. Because some people just have that because they're newer to Twitch. They don't know about these things. I know not everyone knows about the pronoun like setup or whatever. And not everyone knows about the green frog as well, and I know not everyone uses it with those negative connotations as well, right? Just for me personally, I guess that's what makes me like on edge, maybe, or makes me a bit like red flag. Especially no rules. Oh my god, please have rules.
Yeah, I mean, Steve's just said as well, if the only thing in their bio is a donation link.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's one for me. That's an ick for me. Or also, I know that some people use it as like a protection thing, but going into someone's chat, looking for someone to raid, and going into someone's chat, and they've got it in follower only mode.
That's a rough one, because I guess you don't know if... you don't know what's happened to maybe cause that. You know? Like, what if, I don't know, they've recently botted or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe they're just feeling a bit more anxious that day, or, you know, because there's been times where I've kind of put it in... Actually, was there? I think there's been times where I've accidentally had it in, or had it on, sorry.
Yeah, when you don't know it's on.
You have to be following for a certain amount of time before you can chat. I think it was like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But that was when I was a lot newer. I can. Well, why is it you don't like it? Or
so I got raided. I got raided into someone who had their chat on follower only mode, and it was a pretty big raid. The person that I went over with.
Yeah.
And they had their chat on follower only mode, and you had to be following for 3 months.
See, that sounds like a...
It sounds like a I don't know it's on sort of thing.
Yeah, or a bot raid type thing, or something's happened to put them into that mode.
Yeah. So I mean, from my perspective, if someone with a raid that big was to raid into me, I would wonder why nobody's saying anything. Like, because you'd be asking them, like, oh, how was your stream? Like, what were you up to? And just nobody's saying anything. So part of me does feel like, oh, that could have been an accident. But then also part of me wants to be that person to message like one of their mods and be like, do you know this person's on a follower only chat? But if they've done it on purpose, I don't want to be that person to be like, why are you on follower only chat?
I know it's like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that, I guess. I think I'm just kind of like, I'll just assume there's a very valid reason for them to, whether that be personal preference or it is maybe an accident. But yeah, I guess it is maybe messaging a mod to be like, do you know that's on?
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. But
yeah,
I can understand, but I think for me personally, I would assume that maybe there's probably a valid reason why they've done that to protect their peace, or maybe something's like I said, bots and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you never know. But then
no, exactly.
There is also
I don't want to judge too quick type thing.
Yeah, but then there is also like I get the really bad anxiety of if I message this person's mod, are they then going to call me out for it and be like, yes, I'm in follower only chat, like, do you have a problem with it?
Well,
if they're meaning to be in it.
Them. That's then on them. That's then on them, isn't it? On how they respond to it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I guess my anxiety of it is just I don't want to put myself in that situation, like, to begin with. Do you have any future goals in mind that you want to reach whilst you're streaming? Obviously, you've just hit 1k subs on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube partner for sure.
Yeah. Because that's a 1k minimum, isn't it?
Yeah, but then it's like the watch hours, right? Which we're nearing like halfway to it, and I think considering we're still in April, I think we could still maybe do it by the end of the year.
I mean,
don't lose motivation.
You're doing a lot with like regards to YouTube, like obviously weekly highlights every Sunday.
Yeah, and I think, and you know, first time trying this killer type thing.
Yeah,
I want to do the Nemi one, but it's been me struggling. Just me struggling the whole time, not cooking at all, and it's just been me being miserable. But maybe that'll be watchable and funny or something. I don't know. Just me suffering. Yeah, YouTube's always been something that since starting Twitch has always been a struggle. Like TikTok, cool, put a few clips up, good, great, I can kind of cope with that. But YouTube, I don't know, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
It's a different thing to figure out what to do. And you know, I know people say, oh, upload VODs and stuff like that, and especially for like watch time and stuff. But I don't know, I could do that. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I don't know why I don't.
I feel like
even the weekly highlights that's good enough for me. It's a start.
Yeah.
And then whenever I see a game that I think, yes, let's put that on YouTube, I'll do it as an extra thing.
Yeah.
But the weekly highlights is a great little thing for me, and what motivates me is that people enjoy it, and it's worth the time to do it because people like it or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the only thing with uploading VODs, I mean, I know that people will, like, some people do actually go back and sit and watch the VODs of streams the next day. That's crazy
to me.
It's crazy to me as well. I don't think I could sit and watch a stream and not be able to chat. Like, and you're just reading the conversation that's going on.
The live aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because, like, you know, watching a whole stream, there's probably a lot of downtime of, like, I don't know, me checking my phone, ad breaks, you know, there's not a highlight. Sure, absolutely. Sign me up. Fucking love highlights. Unless there's, like, a particular game I want to go back to, like, you know, if I've found someone that I've played against and I want to watch their reactions type thing, then fine, I'll go through a specific moment. But yeah, people going, oh, like, when you gonna upload your VODs, because I've been waiting to watch it, and I'm like, really? I'm like, oh, sorry, yeah, like, I'll upload it.
I can understand going back and watching a VOD, like, if you had a game with them. Like, if you were playing DBD and you had a game with someone or against someone, I can understand going back and watching that. But yeah, I don't think I could ever sit and watch somebody's whole entire VOD.
Yeah, I think it's but then I guess it's like, I think some people just enjoy the company.
Yeah.
You know, I had people when I was away for 2 weeks, had people say it was just nice. You know, even though I was even there for some of these streams, but it's nice to feel like you're kind of there. You know, like, even to have one in the background like normal, I guess. But yeah, that was something that just blew my mind, having people want my VODs.
Yeah, I wouldn't slate it.
For the sake of, you know, put me on DVD Twitter or whatever. Oh, can you upload that VOD, please? Thank you. You're cancelled.
You can literally have any selection of food and drink items. You are on death row. What selection of items are you choosing?
This is a threat. Oh my god. This is it, frustrated.
We're going on death row.
We've talked about DVD community and now that's it.
We're being cancelled.
DVD Twitter and that's it now. It's all over. Oh fuck. What would I have? Oh, I don't know. I think
if we'll settle it for a 3-course meal. So, like, what would you have for, like, a starter, a main course, and a dessert?
I always like any sort of garlic mushroom type thing. Like there was a pub near me that did like it's like a creamy garlic mushroom shenanigan on toasted garlic bread, and it was like the best thing in the world, and it's rent free, and I love it so much. That's my starter. My main would probably be it's got to be pasta.
Really?
I think I love pasta so much. I think Steve, and if Steve could make it for me, Steve, if it's not too much trouble, if you could make me my death row meal, please. You're the cheesy pesto pasta you do, my ultimate comfort meal. That'd be great. I'd like that. And if I'm dying, I'm getting pissed. Bottle of wine, please.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to have a monster, but if it's one, you know, I'm not. I don't need to be on a buzz. I need to be pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Steve's chili con carne. Yes, sorry, I'm such an idiot. Chili con carne, please. With sour cream.
And garlic bread?
Absolutely.
With garlic bread?
Oh, see, I'm actually, I prefer, and now Steve's gonna, it's gonna bring up a whole thing, Jade. You've set something up here. I prefer just a nice baguette, yeah? Sliced up. I just buttered bread with chili con carne.
What?
Slaps.
What?
Tiger bread, buttered with your chili con carne, slaps. I don't think it needs to be garlic bread. I think garlic bread is weird with chili con carne, and Steve was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I think buttered bread is just really nice with chili. I don't think you need to go the whole mile with garlic bread.
How do I end this call?
If the chili's good enough, I just do not think you need. Not that I don't. Obviously, I will have garlic bread, and we did do that. But I think I'm not just talking Hovis out your mum's cupboard. You know, like I'm talking
got to be nice bread.
Yeah, like even like the baguettes that you get from like the bakeries at Sainsbury's, whatever the fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Like, slice that up, bit of butter. I just think it's so good, and that means it doesn't overpower the chili or anything. You get to still enjoy the chili for what it is, and I don't know. Oh no! See, I told you I was gonna set up a whole thing.
No, see, I'm guessing Steve's on the other side of it has to be garlic bread. Yeah. I think I'm with Steve on this.
No, that's fair.
I think I am.
To be wrong. No,
sorry,
no,
I can't hear you over my 4K.
I can't hear you over my garlic bread.
And Spiff, garlic bread is not a whole meal.
I'm sorry, Spiff, that is bizarre.
It is not a whole meal. I will stand by this.
You could always like as well. If what I'll do is if I have to buy a whole baguette to have some garlic bread, I'll only cook half of it.
Yeah.
I'll just cut it in half and put the half in.
Yeah.
You know, and then just have it as a bit with the meal. It's I'm
gonna blow Spiff's mind of doing stuffed garlic bread.
Oh, that's feral. That
and having that as a meal.
Of seeing that on TikTok. I feel like it was a quarantine thing.
It was like banana bread.
Over lockdown and stuff. It was like people just doing mad shit to garlic bread.
Yeah.
But it's feral. That's when it becomes a meal, right? If you can like.
Yeah, if you do other things
like
with it.
Put in bolognese and stuff in a garlic bread. I'm
yeah.
Like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. Stuffed with what?
But I don't think it's.
So.
I don't think I could have garlic bread on its own as a meal. I think I get bored.
Yeah, it's like bland.
It's just a bit too well. I think it's just too much of the same flavour.
Yeah, you've got to have other stuff with it.
Yeah.
So like I did. So Spiff's asking stuff with what? So you can do it with chili con carne. I've made garlic bread stuffed with chili con carne. Bolognese. I've actually seen people do like chicken fajitas.
What did you say?
Chicken fajitas.
No. Bolognese.
Bolognese, yeah.
Bolognese? I'm not judging.
Microsoft Edge.
Can someone please ask what browser do you use? I should have done that. I should have fucking put that in. Just so Jay can go. Microsoft Edge.
I've just seen what Steve's put in the chat. Bolognese.
Jalapenos. But he does it on purpose. Bolognese. I like me some bolognese. It's the geezer in you, Jade. It's coming out.
I can't breathe.
You're telling me this Microsoft Edge is... That's horrible.
Well, it's funny because I have Microsoft Edge open and Google Chrome.
Why the fuck are you... What? Why have you got both? You're playing both sides here, Jade. That's a red flag. You're on the fence.
Well, the Twitch guest star thing only works on Chrome.
Oh.
It doesn't work on Microsoft Edge.
But it's because no one fucking uses it. So they thought, what's the point in making support for that?
Going back to stuffed garlic bread.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Bolognese. Yeah, chicken fajitas and garlic bread. Or I made like a I made a chicken and bacon, like almost like an Alfredo, but without the pasta.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did that, like stuffed in garlic bread with cheese on the top.
That's good.
That was a good one. What would you have for pudding if you were in death row?
Oh yeah.
What would be your pudding?
I used to only be like a chocolate pudding girly, so it had to be like chocolate cake or brownies or whatever. But honestly, I'm partial to like apple crumble, apple pie, something like that. What is my go-to pudding? What do I look at on the menu and go, oh my god, they've got this? To be honest, probably that. But then I am a bit feral for brownies. You know, warm chocolate brownie and a bit of ice cream. Delicious.
Cheese like McCoy's for pudding.
Yeah. Another bottle of wine. I'm definitely more of a. I'd rather have a starter than a pudding.
Yeah, I've got
I
more like
do all
that.
three when I eat out. I try and think that I can. Then it comes to pudding, and I'm like, no. But I'd rather have a starter than a pudding because I've got more of a. I don't really have much of a sweet tooth, to be honest.
I've got more like that. Like the older I've got. I used to yeah, I know.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just the older I've got, I used to have a really big sweet tooth, and now if I go out to like a restaurant or we're down the pub, like out for a family meal, and they'll be like, "Do you want dessert menus?" I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, but I'm even like that with sweet drinks now. Like, have you ever? Are you big into wine, like rosé or anything? Like pink Moscato?
Yeah.
Or Pescato, I used to call it.
Pescato.
Hard to that. Pescato.
Geezer.
Too sweet. Can't drink it anymore. Too sweet for me.
I was
During
very
lockdown,
much.
My God, I'd get through many bottles, many nights. Well, not many nights, limited nights, but many bottles. Loved it, and like strawberry and lime ciders and stuff. But now it's like, I can't explain it. It like makes my jaw feel funny.
Yeah, it gives you like a weird tickly feeling at the back of your
I remember
jaw.
my dad always being like, he's like, oh, it just makes it right here. Right
Yeah.
Here. Like, what are we talking about? One day it hit me. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that.
Milkshake's a good shout. I feel like if you're talking unconventional, because I feel like not every place like is like offers a milkshake as a pudding. But I'd have a milkshake as pudding. McDonald's milkshake, chocolate. Smash. I'd fuck with that.
No, I think I'd definitely go salt and pepper squid.
Smash.
For a starter, with some garlic mayo.
Smash.
I'd go steak and chips for my main.
How rare.
Rare.
Nice.
With some peppercorn sauce. And some asparagus.
What sort of chips are we talking? Are we talking like thick?
Yeah, like thick cut chips. Like those triple cooked chips that you can get, like crispy ones.
Yeah. Oh, smash. Yeah.
Yeah, with some asparagus. And then
it makes your piss smell, doesn't it, asparagus?
It does, yeah. Yeah, it does.
Anyway, carry on.
Cheers for that.
Well, it doesn't matter, 'cause you'll be dead. It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, it's my last meal, isn't it?
Possibly having to deal with it. What if you might piss yourself, and they'll be like, what is that smell? Dead asparagus. Oh, right.
In that case, I'll have 4 bags. And then pudding. I think I'd go banoffee pie.
Ooh, okay.
Or a butterscotch tart.
I'm immediately googling that. Butterscotch. Is that like toffee?
Kind of.
Caramel tart. Oh.
Used to get it in school. Like it was like a school pudding.
I can understand that. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I used to have it.
Does that come with anything though? Would you have it like ice cream or custard or something? I don't know. I don't know what you'd have with it. Cream maybe.
Oh, I think you'd probably have it with cream.
Ugh. I'm not a cream and custard girly.
Oh, I love custard. Yeah, no, I think that would be my meal. Drink wise, I don't really know what I'd have. I think I'd want to be the same as you and go out pissed.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go.
There's no limit to what you could have to drink, right? I'd be like, give me a crate of those apple and blackcurrant thatchies.
The crates that you didn't even know existed.
I didn't even know they came in crates. I've only seen them in 4-packs. But that little, like I said, my little Tesco, which has obviously broke my heart, and I've made it my personality, isn't open yet. Because I reckon they'd sell them.
Yeah, I got mine in Sainsbury's. You know.
I used to work at Sainsbury's.
Tory shop, innit?
Yeah, it did sort of become that. Or it's trying to be that, but it's like, you're Sainsbury's. Calm down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're Sainsbury's.
I told
You're not Waitrose.
I told Jamie
You're not
Spector
M&S.
that.
Calm down.
I told Jamie Spector I shop in Sainsbury's, and he called me a Tory.
I didn't even realise that it was perceived as Tory shop.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I avoid it, and I go to Asda.
Asda's quite good. They've always got their pizzas. I mean, like the make your own pizza. So that was such a good Saturday night with my mum.
Yeah, I do like
one of those in.
Do like an Asda pizza.
They also do like the sushi. Their little sushi bars. Oh my god.
Well, I've got that in my Sainsbury's, to be fair.
Oh yeah. I don't have one nearby. I don't have an Asda nearby or nothing. But when I got Steve's, I'm like, well, might as well
sushi.
Get my lunch. Just love it.
That's another thing. Talking about pizza, what do you think of pineapple on pizza?
Oh, it's so wrong. It really upsets me. I bet
Again,
you like it, don't you?
Yeah. How do I end this call?
It's fucked up. Get a poll and chat. Because I just think what bothers me the most is, you know, I'm not going to make it my personality trait that I hate pineapple on pizza. If you like it, you do you, boo. But I don't like that it contaminates the whole pizza. I feel like suddenly you're expecting a savoury flavour, but it's sweet everywhere because of pineapple. But my last experience with pineapple on pizza was, well, my most recent, which was ages ago, was when my stepmom had ordered Hawaiian pizza when we ordered at the same time from the same restaurant. You know, I ordered my pizza, she ordered hers. So a bit of her pineapple ended up on my pizza, and I bit into it, and I was like, oh my god. So I think when you're not expecting it, that's even worse.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But do you remember, did you ever as a kid have the little 10p pizzas from Asda?
Yeah, the tiny little ones.
Yeah, obsessed.
Yeah.
Loved them. Well, they did the Hawaiian one. And I think that is truly my last proper experience trying pineapple on pizza. And that is a long time ago.
Yeah.
We're talking, again, shows my age. We're talking 10p pizzas.
Yeah.
Pizzas that were 10p. Okay,
Yeah.
I cannot stress that enough.
They're £1 now.
Oh, rip off, cause he lives. But like, yeah, I think that's my last experience with pineapple on pizza, and that's probably, you know, that's quite showing, and that's probably why I don't.
Yeah.
I imagine it's probably quite nice with pepperoni or something spicy, maybe if you've got some like chilies on there and pepperoni and stuff, something to balance out. Because I think ham isn't enough.
See, I used to work at Domino's, so I used to work with a lot of pizza. And people used to order pepperoni and pineapple, and it used to really freak me out, just the concept of that.
Oh.
And I don't really know why, but that would freak me out. But ham and pineapple, I find if it's the right ham, like depending on where you're buying the pizza from, if I'm buying it from Domino's, I may have a pineapple pizza, but I normally stick to what I know. But if it's like salty ham, I actually quite like it because the saltiness of that ham balances the sweetness.
Well, it's like people that do when you have gammon and stuff. They'll do like a grilled bit of pineapple with it.
Yeah, I normally have pineapple with my gammon as well.
Gross.
And peas.
Oh, do you know what, Jade? Sorry, I've really got to go. Honestly, my internet's gone down. It's crazy. So I'll be away now. That's disgusting. That's upset me so much. Not just. You could have just left it at the pineapple. You're like, oh, and peas, by the way. Oh, okay. Great.
I had like a stir fry rice bowl earlier from Sainsbury's. Right. And I took a picture of it, and I was just about to put it in your Discord, and I went, nah, shit, it's got peas in it.
Hey, do you know what? I don't normally have anything to contribute to food channel because it'll be like me having, like the ramen or whatever. Like it's not normally anything that will look good if I post it in food channel, and I can't be asked for you to roast me and be like, what the fuck? It's like, listen, it was nice. Did it look nice? No, but it tasted nice, and that's what it's about. But you know, when I have a pot noodle and a monster, I'm like, yeah, get that in. You know what I mean? That's class. That's nutrition. That's the good stuff. But yeah, as soon as someone posts anything with peas, I'm like, disgusting. And then LSR.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything that they cook, anything that they have when they're at work. Wow. It just always looks so good.
Hi, how are you?
And if it wasn't for LSR, I think the food channel would be in the pits.
LSR carries that channel, to be fair.
Until he has something with peas. Then I'm like, LSR, that VIP badge. Guess what? It's going in the bin. It's going in the bin.
Well, my poll won of yes for pineapple and pizza.
Oh, I didn't vote. Was I the deciding vote?
No, it's finished now.
Fuck. I didn't vote.
Get the bin.
I can't remember. Sorry to address your chat. Steve, are you a pineapple guy? Because I can't. Oh wait.
I didn't vote, but I would say yes too. There you go.
Well, as in it does belong on pizza? Or that it doesn't?
This is really interesting. My pizza contains broccoli, corn, mozzarella cheese, gorgonzola cheese, and hollandaise sauce.
Smash.
Really?
I think the texture of broccoli on a pizza might be weird, because I can imagine it's kind of the same texture in that it's probably gone quite soft. Right?
Yeah.
By the time it's been cooked on a pizza, it's probably quite... And it's not... Broccoli's not flavoursome enough to be disruptive to the pizza.
Yeah, I guess so. Is it tender stem? It's got to be tender stem.
Oh, tender stem is smash. But I'm just a fan of bog standard broccoli.
Nah,
Love
see,
it.
I find bog standard broccoli, like the trees that you get in the shop,
Yeah.
I find if you're boiling them or like whatever, they go very watery. They absorb all the water. Tender stem, there's
I
not
don't
as
mind
much
soft
tree.
vegetables. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I do like a bit
And
of tender
and also
stem.
I think with tree broccoli, you can kind of, people will like avoid the stem, but I think with tender stem, people are like eat the whole lot.
Yeah.
But I eat the whole lot of broccoli anyway. But like I was raised on my mum's side as a what did I just say? Microwave. I think I just said microwave.
I thought you were going to say Viking.
I was raised by Vikings. I think it would explain a lot, really, when they're just leaving an absolute fiend. But the microwave veg.
Yeah.
I was always obsessed with my mum's chicken pie. Fantastic. But when she explained what it was that she would get like the pre-done like pastry that
Yeah.
you literally just put in the oven, which is fine. That's fine with me, whatever. She literally just puts that on top. It's not the whole... you don't even know if you call it a pie. What makes a pie a pie? It's got a lid on it.
Yeah.
Does that then make it a pie?
I'd say anything
You
with
know?
the lid on would make it a pie.
Yeah. So it's got the lid on.
Yeah.
She'd do like chicken soup for the soup of the pie.
Right, yeah.
Microwave veg and chicken. And I was like, Mum, you've outdone yourself. This is fucking fantastic.
That does sound quite smashed, to be fair.
But it was smash.
Yeah.
It was just class. I was all about it. It's like, why go the crazy route of doing like, making your own pastry, getting all this fresh veg? It's only going in a pie anyway.
Yeah, there's...
Get the microwave stuff out, man.
Yeah. To be fair, I was brought up on a lot of microwave veg as well as...
I think it's decent.
Yeah, like
and that's when I mean I don't mind when it's like too soft.
Yeah, and I was also brought up on like those like boil on the bag ones as well.
Yeah, like steam and a...
Yeah.
Yeah. I love those.
And it's the same with rice. It's the same with rice. I always used to get the boil in the bag rice ones as well, because purely for the fact that I could never cook my own fucking rice and I'd always burn it to the bottom of the pan.
Rice is crazy. It was only when I moved out in my own place that I finally learnt to cook rice.
Really?
Because I don't mind stodgy rice. But what I found is that whenever I did cook rice, it's like, right, but why is it so stodgy? What have I done wrong here? And so, don't stir it.
Yeah.
Stirring rice is like the ultimate no-no. Do not stir it. You know, give it a little zhuzh around so it doesn't stick to the bottom.
Yeah.
But don't stir it. And I was always like a big, like, well, I'll just keep an eye on it so it doesn't stick to the bottom. But yeah, you just kind of just kind of leave it to do its thing. And it was only when I moved out that I was like, oh, I know how to cook rice now. But I'm not opposed to just a packet of rice. It's just easier. I normally add a bit of water. This is me like trying to bougie up my microwave rice. I'll open the packet, get it under the tap, just dribble of water, put it in the microwave. It makes it gives it a little bit of stodgy.
Yeah. I mean, so my mum came into the house the other day and she's bought this pot that you put in the microwave, and you put rice grains in there, and you just put a little bit of water in it, and it's got a section that goes on the top to let steam out, and you literally just shove it in the microwave for like 4 minutes, and it comes out exactly like it would if you cooked it in the pan.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. Anything that can make my life easier, sign me up.
Yeah.
At my mum's and stuff, my like council tea is what she called it, was hash browns, cheese and broccoli pasta, and like a Kiev. Or like chicken nuggets, whatever we had in the freezer, right? That's what she always called it. And I was like, I loved it.
Meal.
And that's my comfort meal.
That is a geezer meal.
It is, isn't it? Just like beige.
Yeah.
No vegetables, just pasta, hash. But you've got your potatoes, you've got your meat, you've got your carbs. You know, well, potatoes are carbs, aren't they? Yeah,
I went through.
What more do you want?
I went through a stage of like eating really childish food again, but it was my comfort food. So turkey dinosaurs, smiley faces, and baked beans.
I could never vibe with turkey dinos.
Really? I mean, I could if they were with baked beans. I had to have baked beans.
With baked beans, it takes away the dryness because you've got like something saucy with them, I guess.
Yeah. Otherwise, they were literally like you were eating
very dry.
Gandhi's flip flop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I was never like, when I was younger and stuff, I didn't like anything like deemed sort of unhealthy. I didn't like nuggets. I didn't really like chips. I didn't like donuts. I didn't like ice cream. I was just a bit of a weirdo, I guess. But now I'm like, oh my god, yes, please.
Yeah.
But I used to like peas. It's like I've traded peas to like everything else. Because I used to have peas on my roast dinner. That was like the first thing I ate, apparently. I was all about it.
Get that clip.
But now I'm like, oh, disgusting. And then if I ever see one, like, if my stepmom's like, oh, I was making dinner, so there's a plate for you or whatever. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then I'll move a bit of broccoli. I'm like, there was 2 peas on that plate. And I just know that she's like, do you know what? You are 27 years old. You are 27 years old. And it's when she sees me, like, pick it off my plate, that she's like, really? Even my little sister is like, really?
See, my mum used to do that.
You don't like anything. The amount of times I'm like to Amy, I'm like, you don't like anything with flavour, so you just watch yourself, yeah? Like, yeah, but at least I eat my peas.
My mum used to be like that. So my mum used to make bolognese, right? Bolognese.
Sorry. Yeah. You can't just say bolognese like that, okay? You gotta warn me. Yeah.
Bolognese. Oh.
Your bolognese. With your spaghetti.
Oh, it hurts. My bolognese with mushrooms in. Mm-hmm. And I hate mushrooms. And I used to sit there. Don't you sigh at me.
I'm rolling my eyes. I'm sighing. All of the above.
She used to sit there and she used to watch me picking these tiny little bits of mushroom out. Mm-hmm. And I would not start eating until every single part of those, like every single bit of mushroom was out of that dinner. So then she started doing it without mushrooms in, purely for my sake.
See, Amy's not a big mushroom fan, because she doesn't like anything, but she will tolerate mushrooms in a spaghetti bolognese because she says that it's too small to really notice. She'll have it she doesn't mind there being mushrooms in a spaghetti bolognese. I remember Steve coming around and going, oh, should we add this? I'm like, hang on, we're cooking this for Amy as well.
Yeah.
no, we cannot add this.
Yeah.
Because she will freak out. She just won't eat it. She'll pick around it or whatever, and I just can't be asked dealing with that. Well, there was a time, there was in the dark times, where I didn't like mushrooms either. I think there was a very brief window where I didn't like peas or mushrooms, and I think this was as I transitioned from from pea hater or pea lover, sorry, to mushroom lover, because I used to hate mushrooms. I remember my mum, like, we got chippy tea, and she literally put an entire whole mushroom on top of my dinner as a little laugh. She was like, "Oh, your dinner's on the sides," and I went in, and it was just a mushroom on it. I was like, "Oh," and she was just giggling away to herself at the door. Oh, okay. I was like, "I don't like mushrooms." Honestly, when you think, "Oh, why is G so fucked up?" There you go. Start there. Start there. My mother laughing at me about not liking mushrooms.
It's alright. I don't like Stilton or like blue cheese or anything like that.
I think that's quite normal though.
And my dad was very obsessed with making things in the slow cooker.
Okay.
Like, I'd come home from work and he'd have like a stew that he'd put in the slow cooker before I went to school, and he'd always put Stilton in it. And I'd come home and he'd put it on like in front of me, and I'd have to sit at that table until I'd finished eating.
No.
And I had to endure sitting through that and eating Stilton, which was making me feel violently unwell.
Yeah.
And I mean, I found out obviously after, like, no dad, I'm lactose intolerant. So he literally endured me through fucking torture. Literally fucking torture. I mean, I still eat cheese, but
yeah, it's like is this the kid being fussy, or have they actually, you know? Like,
yeah.
It was always my mum that was like, "No, you're gonna finish this. You're gonna finish your meal, blah blah blah." But my dad was more like, "If you don't want it, don't have it."
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it's gonna be me going hungry, or you know, if it's me being weird or fussy, or I don't know, whatever he thought it was being.
Yeah.
But I think he used to be no, you need to finish your dinner, blah blah blah. Until he made me finish my nuggets at, I want to say Burger King, and I threw up at Burger King.
Oh god.
Because he was like, you need to eat the rest of these. You need to eat the rest of these, and I threw up, projectiled all over Burger King, and he had to clean that up.
Oh.
And ever since then, he said that he never made me finish a meal, anything like that. He was like, no, you're right, you're fine. But like, yeah, it's, you know, parents do that, and it's crazy. I don't know if that's like a thing that do the next generation of parents still do that. I don't know, but I feel like that was a big thing when I was a kid, that it was like, no, you finish your dinner, you don't leave this table until you finished it.
Well, that's like my dad always used to say to me, that's what his parents used to do to him, and
that's exactly,
so that's why it happened to me. I mean, if I ever had kids, if they don't want to eat something, I'm not going to make them eat it. They go hungry at the end of the day.
See, my dad was never really like a big cook. Like when it was just me and him, like after my mum and dad had split up, he would cook things and whatnot. Yeah. But then he met my stepmom, and like she's brilliant at cooking, and she used to be a chef and stuff like this. Like she's really, she knows what she's doing, right? So she kind of took over the doing dinners and stuff. And then, but whenever he decided that he wanted to cook, he would do mad shit. He'd like, and I say mad shit, like he would, rather than just doing a spag bowl, he'd be like, oh, put some ginger in it. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know you've put ginger in it, because it's disgusting. So why would you put ginger in a spag bowl? Why would you put ginger in bolognese? Why are you doing that? Like, he wouldn't just cook a meal, he'd insist on making it like his own thing. And it's like, you've ruined it, man. And I remember he did again with a bolognese. So I'm just making sure I'm saying it right. He put sweet chili in it. Oh, rancid. It was disgusting. He's like, can you tell what I've done? And I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm very aware. But did your dad ever go for like, I don't know, like a phase of, or maybe a hyperfixation? Like, 'cause my dad went through bread hyperfixations where he'd insist on making bread. Loved it.
He went through hyperfixations, but not on bread.
Okay, honestly, was it like, I don't know.
His was stews. He would constantly make stew or casserole, like that kind of food.
He loved making bread. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. was like, where's this come? And it wasn't even just a lockdown thing. You know, people, everyone
Yeah,
went for a
yeah, yeah.
lockdown thing, right? It wasn't even a lockdown thing.
Oh
Just
god.
yeah, he got a bread maker, and I think he made bread like twice. And it was just crazy. I was like, where has this come from? I'm all for trying new things, but he's not, he's not that. He's a geezer. No, I mean, he's bloke. He's bloke.
Pint and Stella in one hand, making bread with the other. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's I was making bread for the missus, you know what I mean? So we go pub. But like, it was just bizarre to me. He'd be like, oh, I've made some bread. It's on the side. I'm like, oh right, okay. Alright, okay, thanks.
Cheers, Dad.
I'm like, oh, it's nice. He'd be like, you're lying. I'm like, I'm not. It's all right. And he'd be like, nah, it's shit. It's shit. I was like, genuinely, I think it's all right.
Oh, Baby Stone said my boyfriend says the best bolognese. He has had Vimto in it.
Oh, that's a ban.
Vimto?
That's disgusting. Surely not. Not for like genuine.
Oh.
No way.
No, that makes me feel a bit unwell.
I think bolognese doesn't need to be fucked with. I don't think you need to do crazy things. Like, to be fair, I say that. I'm quite prone to adding a little teaspoon of Marmite into spag bowl.
Really?
Do you like Marmite? Are you a Marmite liker?
I am a
Hater?
Marmite enjoyer. I
like Marmite. Honestly, just a little bit. You don't have to do anything crazy, but because it's kind of like got that meaty flavour.
To be fair, now that you
it's
talk about
quite
it,
nice.
I'm pretty sure my dad used to use Bovril.
Yeah. That's quite common as well.
Yeah, he was a big Bovril lover.
You can expand that to chili as well. I like a bit of. Obviously, I didn't do that in Steve's chili because Steve, he knows what he wants in a chili. Yeah, he's on it with a chili. He knows what he's doing. Okay. And I remember saying to myself, "Oh, I like a bit of spoonful," and I remember she looking at me. I was like, "Okay, I mean, we don't have to." But I think it's really nice. But Steve would do like a bit of chocolate in chili. Like
yeah.
dark chocolate, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that's quite common actually. I don't think
yeah,
that's
it is a common thing.
Yeah.
I could never be asked
You're not quirky, Steve.
to go and get. Oh.
It's an extra step, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're making a posh chili.
Aye. Like who just has dark chocolate?
I mean, I can't stand dark chocolate, to be honest.
I
know that in chili, it like you can't really taste it.
Yeah,
but
you can't
I
taste
wouldn't.
Chocolate, but it adds I think it's meant to be like more of a creamy texture or the. I don't even know. I don't even know, but it's nice.
But I'm not that type of person that will go out and purposely buy dark chocolate to eat it.
Do you think people should do that? Do you think people just go and buy a bar of dark chocolate?
I know people that have done that. Like I've worked with
That's
people that literally eat dark chocolate just over regular chocolate, and it really confuses me.
But aren't you a
white chocolate lover? Yes.
Baby. No, I understand it. I understand.
Yeah, I do like a bit of white chocolate. I can get where people come from with it is very sickly. Very sickly.
And it's crazy that I think it's kind of mad that it is sickly. Because it's like, why is it sickly?
Well, I mean, it's literally like just pure sugar, really, isn't it?
Oh, true. I was thinking more of like the milk side of things.
No, it's literally just pure sugar.
But I'm a milk hater.
Oh, really?
I won't have a glass of milk at all, obviously, because I'm not a psychopath.
Right, I'll just show myself out.
But I won't have milk cereal. But I'm not really a cereal enjoyer, probably because I don't like milk.
Yeah. I think I remember you saying the other day
while,
actually that you literally eat cereal just dry.
If I have to have cereal, I'll have it dry. Yeah, 100%.
Oh.
And then my number one pet hate is when people go, "What about Weet-Bix?" And it's like, well, I just won't have fucking Weet-Bix then, will I? Good lord, I'm not just sat there like.
I tell you what, I do like dry Cheerios. I will eat Cheerios dry.
Yeah, Cheerios goog when they're dry. Cocoa Pops goog when dry.
Oh, see, I think they'd be
Spiff.
a bit too dry.
Can we get time out of Spiff, please? Mods. But I don't know. I think, to be fair, for the longest time, I would reject milk. Like even when I was little, like little. You know, like you know those. I'm fine with them now, but the milk lollies. Do you remember those? They still do them. Like you get chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, or whatever.
Yeah, they still do them.
Like fake milk sort of thing, but like not fake. I don't know. Milk just used to make me quite unwell.
Oh.
And I know you might be like, oh, lactose, non-lactose. I don't think I am because everything else is fine.
Yeah.
But milk seemed to be an issue. Like even as a young age, like, I would just not. I couldn't keep it down. Now I'm fine, but I think that's also set in my mind that milk not good for me. So, and I don't obviously, no one likes being sick, but it's quite a fear of mine is being sick. But I think I avoid it in case it does make me unwell.
Yeah.
So I think I just stay away from it.
Yeah.
But those milky lollies, I've had them recently and it's fine.
To be fair though, I don't think they are milk though. I think they'd be more of like the long life milk that you can get.
Yeah. See, that's what I remember my dad was saying. He's like, because he's like, there's no way that's like actually pure, or not the most of it. There's no way the majority of this is actually milk.
Yeah.
So he was always like, I think it's fake milk you can't cope with.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've just kind of stayed away from it just in case.
Yeah.
I can't deal with it. I don't want to risk it.
Well,
and again, I think that put me off like nuggets and stuff as well, because I was like,
oh yeah,
it might make me sick.
Yeah. Right, while we were on the subject of food, before we go on to the DVD questions, someone's put, have either of you tried Marmite peanut butter? And if so,
yes.
Do you prefer smooth or the type with the bits of peanuts in?
I don't like the ordeal of spreading crunchy peanut butter, because I think it's just so much effort. Why is it so much effort?
Yeah.
But if someone does it for me, then I'd be like, yeah, I'd rather have crunchy.
Yeah. No,
I like the texture of the crunchy.
I've not had peanut butter for years. When I used to have it, I mean, I'm not really a nut enjoyer.
Please, I'm gonna wet myself. I'm so desperate for a piss. No, that's the big one coming up, because that's not even funny. Yeah, not. That is actually ridiculous. I'm 27 years old. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be making that noise. I'm 27 years old, and I'm just like, haha, no. Okay, fine. So we're learning a lot. Jade says bolognese and doesn't like nuts. That's fine. Really exposing them to Twitch affiliates, you know what I mean?
And I use Microsoft Edge.
Oh yeah, can't forget that. Yeah. Do we drive our smooth then?
Smooth, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, but to be fair, I just don't really eat peanut butter.
Oh, I love it.
I used to when I was younger. Used to eat it a lot. My mum used to make me peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
I can't say that's something I've partaked in myself, but I think that would slap.
Yeah, they were good.
Because I'm a bit weird with, like, again, the sweet and savoury, and I think that's why I don't like pineapple on pizza and stuff like that. I like chocolate spread. I don't like it as a sandwich or on toast.
Yeah.
Because that blows my tiny little mind, and I just can't cope with it. I don't like jam either for that exact reason.
Yeah.
But I technically do like jam if it was on something sweet, just not on bread.
Yeah.
Sometimes when things are too soft. When when things are too soft. When things are no,
yeah.
You know what I mean, like when it's so.
Yeah, 27 mind, Prevs. 27 mind.
Oh god. This is actually tragic. I'm giving myself the ick. Don't watch Steve. If it's too soft and too much of the same texture that sets me off because I feel like I'm just eating mush.
Yeah.
Anything cinnamon can get in the bin, to be honest. Not a
See,
fan.
it does have a very overpowering taste. I can't have something that's very strong with cinnamon.
Yeah, I think it sends me back to
the cinnamon challenge
era.
Yes.
There is definitely a video online on like Facebook or something, not like YouTube. So don't try and look for it, little freaks. Where me and my friends on like a birthday of mine did the cinnamon challenge.
Oh god.
And I remember just thinking, I'm dying. I'm gonna die.
Oh.
This is it. It's how I go. It's horrible. Not goog. And I think that's put me off for life. But I didn't like it before that anyway. And I'm like, you know, I say we. I often have like rants about the taste of Christmas or fall or autumn, whatever, because it's all cinnamon. It's all shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to taste like cinnamon.
No.
You know. So I think I've always associated with like I hate the taste of Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, I just hate Christmas in general, to be honest, but can't stand Christmas.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and I think as well being, you know, from like a child of divorce, it's not good. It's never really been like you have a good time at the time, but the build up and, I mean, having to choose what parent, that's fucked. That's a lot for a kid.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we kind of ended up taking it in turns. But even that sounds fucked up. Like, taking it in turns to, like, you know? And it's like, I know that one year I'm going to disappoint one of the parents.
Yeah.
Because they don't get to have me there, their kid there, right?
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, I've always had a bit of like a weird, like, oh god. But I think this year, last year technically, going up to Steve's was like amazing.
Yeah, because you're not
no pressure.
There's you're not going to disappoint anyone because
no
one's seeing you.
Doing my own thing. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it's like I'm just doing my own thing. I'm completely away with it and doing like, you know, kind of Steve's traditions or whatever. And it was just really nice. It was nice to be just like no pressure, just kind of I'm just following Steve around. That's cool with me.
Yeah.
And it was honestly one of the best Christmases I've had in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Lovely stuff, to be honest.
Nice.
It was a very nice break and a very different and easier on the brain.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, for us girlies,
yeah,
Christmas is rough.
Us part of the DDC, you know.
DDC.
DDC.
Do you know what? I might start a stream team.
No. Please do not do that.
No, come on, everyone. What's the next question?
Get some merch. The DDC.
Yes, DDC.
Right.
This is a PR nightmare. It's like I'm allowed to joke about my own trauma, right? That's how it goes.
Yeah, if you don't laugh, you cry, so.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want me to cry, Prevs?
Not on my watch, Brevs.
Yeah, come on.
Right, which was the first DBD question? So we're just steering from food to the DDC back to DBD.
Yeah. It was bound to come up at some point with me and you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
DDC.
Yeah. You have to choose 4 killers to help you defeat the other DBD killers. Which 4 are you having on your team?
Oh my god. Ooh.
That's a good question. Yeah, 4 DBD
killers?
4 killers to help you defeat the other killers.
You've got a bit of range, Huntress. I think Slinger as well, because I think he's just he's one of these people. He's one of the killers that are just evil, right? He's not like one of the ones that's like, oh, he has to do it because he's in the trials and all that. Do you know what I mean? You can't have that, because they might flake out.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Nurse. Because Nurse is just gonna ruin everyone's lives, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's gonna fuck you up and then choke you out.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Whoa, I'm doing this too quick. Nurse, huntress,
and slinger.
slinger. Maybe Oni. Because, like, he would mess everyone up as well. And, like, he's actually, like, scary. I feel like people like Myers and Ghosty, it's like, oh my god, you got a knife. Oh, scary, oh my god. But, like, Oni's actually gonna fuck you up. And he's gonna charge after you and fuck you up. He's not just gonna stare at you and then fuck you up.
Yeah.
He's gonna ruin your life. In an instant.
Yeah.
I feel like Ghosty and Myers are just too, like... Oh.
Oh,
You know?
scary killer. Oh.
Oh, I've got a knife. Watch
Ooh.
out.
It's like having Chucky. It's like, oh, I'm a doll.
Yeah.
Scary.
Chucky'd be quite funny though. Maybe. Give me a laugh.
I think I'd do nurse, obviously, because yeah, she'd ruin your life.
Yeah.
I'd probably choose Blight.
Okay.
As well, because again, he's one of those killers that, you know, he can literally just shove a syringe in you and you blow up.
Yeah.
Don't really know who else. Maybe Knight, because then you also get the 2 guards.
Ooh.
So that is some extra.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
Is it 4 of them?
Yeah.
No.
No, there's you get two guards with the Knight, so it's 3 of them.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
I feel like in the Mori I see more. Why do I think that? Don't know. Yeah, the Knight would be fucking horrible, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
That's a good shout, actually. That's smart.
I don't know who else.
Nah, we were saying Deagle, he's only got a knife though, do you know what I mean? What's he gonna do? Stare at me from a distance? Nice one. Is it 3 guards? Oh, well, there you go. We're both wrong.
I said... Is it 3
I said
guards?
4 guards.
Oh no, I said 2. I thought it was only...
Yeah, you said 3 in total. As in, like, with the Knight included. I was gonna say, in that Moria, it's definitely... Because there's 4, isn't there? They all surround you. But I think maybe I assumed that was 4 ghosts. I tell you, I wouldn't have Legion. What's Legion gonna do?
Yeah.
What's Legion gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
Primitive
who
might
I
be
want to
good.
take as my 4th.
I feel like the concept of Freddy is quite horrifying in that you can't sleep and people need sleep and that, so that might be quite good.
Yeah.
But not in DBD sense, because he's just, oh my god. Just
Weak.
not great. Yeah.
Nurse, Blight, Knight. I'd probably take Slinger as well, to be fair.
You got a bit of range, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably take those 3. 4.
I'll swap out Huntress for Wesker. Because I don't need 2 ranged. And
John.
That's it.
John said 1, demo 2, demo 3, demo 4, demo.
Oh, demo, yeah. Bless him. Too cute. It could be my little pet, maybe. You can keep me company while the rest actually do the killing.
I'm gonna let you answer this because it came up about how long ago? It came up 15 minutes ago, and I looked at it and went, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm actually gonna say it, and I'm gonna let you answer it.
It's
Be
like
honest.
feet, isn't it?
No, it's
Okay,
not.
Carry on.
Be honest. Did you used to suck the flannel in the bath?
Yeah. Are you telling me he didn't? That's Steve. That's Steve, that. Not like all the time. I'm not as an adult. As a kid. Fuck off. Delete the mod. Delete the mod. Edit this part out. I know you're all flannel suckers. With the soap in it. I don't know, just like the water. Did you not just like... Oh, not with that hand motion. Whoa. Whoa. That
Right, we know what
Do you
you're
right?
getting up to in the bath. Fucking hell.
Pooed in the bath. I remember doing that as a kid. I once pooed in a bath. Not like, just like a log in the bath. I remember my mum picking out of the bath. Like her picking up my log. I do remember that. It was like very little.
To be fair, I think I shat in the bath as
you know
well.
what I mean? Like, come on. It's
It's
like
part of childhood.
Last week when I was, you know, or a few months ago when I was
Yeah,
26 years old, I shat in the bath. It was like when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was last night actually.
Last night I shat in the bath. I just thought, you know what? I'm too quirky to use the toilet. I'm gonna just lean over the bath here, or lean over.
Squat in the bath.
Perch over the bath instead, because I'm too quirky for the toilet. I don't know, I just like kind of, not like, and again, this is when I was a lot younger. I don't know, I just maybe like chewing it, not like pure like.
Oh wait, we're going back to the flannel.
The flannel, not the poo, not the log. Not doing that poo. But the flannel, yeah, I don't know. Also, there are things about this on Twitter and all sorts, and I was like, I feel seen. So it's not just me. And don't, you know what, if you're sitting there thinking, I'm scared to confess this, don't worry. We're in it together, okay? You don't have to say anything here. I know you're out there. Okay?
Tame one, go for a pint with one, and fight one. Wesker, doctor, or clown?
Oh! Wait, give me the options again, sorry.
Tame one, go for a pint with one, and fight one.
No, that's hard. Okay, I'm fighting clown because, oh my god, the thought of being anywhere near him in a social environment or in any sort of nice way makes me want to be sick.
Yeah.
Because I hate him and he's just so ick.
Yeah.
So yeah, fight Kenneth. Wesker's tameable. Come on, he's baby girl. He's a little kitten. You know what I mean? He's such a little kitten. But maybe that's too easy. Oh, fuck. I do love Wesker.
Steve thinks clown would be a good laugh at the pub. He'd have
I-
so many side quests.
I think... I don't reckon that Wesker would actually be too much fun at the pub. I don't imagine going to the pub with Wesker. I can imagine going to like a cocktail bar with Wesker, but if we're talking like have a pint, no.
In like your
We're talking that
local pub.
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wesker's like, nah, he's too full of himself. He wouldn't go to the pub. He'd be like, oh, we're going there. Oh, you know.
Are you
judgy.
trying to make me angry?
Yeah, exactly. So I would tame Wesker because he's a good little kid. And I don't know. I guess I'll go for a pint with Doctor.
Just get the zap
You know
every
what I
so
mean?
often.
Have a little chat. I'm sure he's got interesting stories, which might be actually really horrible. But at least I'm having a drink. You know what I mean? It's like a really shit date, and you're like, like you know you're never gonna talk to him again.
Yeah.
But for now, you're like, well, okay, I'll just nod and be like, wow, that's great. And you did that? Oh, good. Yeah.
Nice one.
Great.
Yeah.
You know when you walk into a local pub and you can also smell like the brass of the random ornaments that British pubs have. You know, that weird metallic smell mixed in with stale beer on the floor and BO of general regulars or whatever. Yeah.
Piss coming from the
very
urinals.
Distinctive smell. And do you know what? It was only when I went to for my ex's 21st, it was like go to America and stuff, and obviously I got to go because I was their partner at the time. And they in America they have like they have British pubs.
Do they?
It's like, yeah, they have like, and it'll be called like Royal Britannia, and it'll have like a ship and all this shit. But it was only then that I realised that we have a vibe. Pubs have a vibe.
Do they?
they have like having the brass, copper, weird trinkets on the walls, and having fucking flowers, not flowers, they're like hops and stuff on the ceiling, and like pillars, like classic Tudor building type things.
Yeah.
Pubs have a vibe. And I kind of didn't realise that until I went to America, and they showed all these like, oh look, come to a proper English pub, and I was like, do you know what? You've just smashed it. This is exactly like a pub, apart from the smell.
Yeah.
And regulars.
Yeah.
And all that shit.
Unless they have a
Apart
bottle
from
full of
that-
like urine and they just go around spraying it every so often.
There's no sticky floor and stuff like that. But they tried. There's not random portraits of people you don't know on the walls and stuff like shit like that. But like, I was like, oh my god, English pubs do have a vibe. We have an aesthetic, and you don't realise that until someone tries to recreate it. And I was like, fuck yeah.
To be
You've got
fair,
it dead on.
all of the pubs around like my area, around the edge of the bar, they have like a weird metallic like border going all the way around the bar that like links then like to the underside of the bar for you to like lean on.
Yes.
And I find that's a very British thing as well.
Yeah, and the sort of pubs where people turn around when you walk in, like it's some sort of saloon.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Female has entered the building.
Yeah, you go down my local pub and you get stared at by like the 50-year-old men that have been there since the doors opened.
Yeah, literally. There are definitely some pubs where it's like, okay, it's like a Spoons or something, and you know, anyone can go to Spoons, whatever. But like the local ones, and there's some local ones where it's fine, and you know, but there are local. There's local, and then there's local.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you don't belong here.
Yeah.
You've not been here since 10 a.m.
Yeah. My local
like,
was very much like that. My local was...
It can be quite intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, I only started going to my local pub, like, if I was with a group of people.
Definitely.
And then I made friends with people that also used to drink there as well, so I didn't feel like such an outsider. And then it got to a point where if I wasn't at the pub, it was a weird experience for everyone else because I wasn't there. Because I would be one of those people that would turn around if someone random come in that you don't recognise. I would be one of those people that would turn around and be like, you don't belong here.
I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. But I also find that social clubs are more like that now. Like, a lot of people go to the social.
I see the word social clubs and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Bit scary.
I feel like they are places where if you go there and you don't belong there.
Yeah.
Like, you're almost shunned. Like...
Yeah, and it's, you know, surely you want kind of, to an extent, you want more people to come in and keep business going or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, people get very set in their ways, don't they?
Yeah.
And suddenly you're not part of their little routine or whatever, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, the local that we used to have was actually owned by my auntie. So that was all fine, and I was quite young at the time, but I'd always, like, because my auntie owned it, it didn't matter that I was... well, you know, underage basically, right? Because it was like, you know, normally there was a cut-off point, but because it was my auntie, I could stay in there with my like dad and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I hadn't been in there in years and years and years, and I went in there recently with my stepmom, who still kind of goes and stuff like that. Even though it's not owned by my auntie anymore, but people would be like, "Oh, you're their daughter." I'm like, yeah. I'm like, "Oh, you used to come in when you were little, blah blah." I was like, "Yeah, you know." And it's like, it's mad to think that those regulars back then, when I was a kid, are still there now.
Yeah.
And to the point where they know who I am because I'm so and so's daughter.
Yeah.
You know, and that's bizarre to me. That's mental. That's like, oh right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's again one of those pubs that if you walk in and you're not someone who knows someone, it's like, what?
Yeah. Well, the pub that is my local, like the one that I started going to all the time, that was one where I spent most of my childhood because my dad would always take me down there.
Yeah.
And there still be people in there now that I used to go up to when I was a kid asking them for £1 for the sweet machine.
I used to do the same thing.
Yeah. On a Saturday, I'd go round.
Empty ashtray. You know, where people would stub out their cigarettes.
Yeah.
And people just start filling it with money. And
Yeah.
I'd come back to my dad, he'd be like, "Where the fuck did you get all that?" Well, I just walked around with it. And then I'd be like getting the stuff out of sweetie machines, or it was like peanuts actually. It was like a little, it's like salty snacks machines.
Yeah.
And like all the little, arcade things, whatever. Which again, a child should definitely not be using because it's gambling, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be all over it.
I had one. We had a minstrels one, and a jelly bean machine.
Jelly beans. I was never a big fan of jelly beans. That one a bit of
Nah.
waste to me.
We also had a man that used to come in and sell pirate DVDs.
Oh yeah, you got to have Dodgy Dave.
Yeah.
There's always a Dodgy Dave.
Yeah.
Opens up his coat to like loads of the newest DVDs you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think every Saturday I'd ask my dad for a new DVD. I think I got the Bratz movie on DVD, pirate DVD, and it was filmed by a man just sat in his chair at the cinema with a camera, just filmed there.
I love those ones because you can hear people eating their popcorn and shit.
Yeah, and then you had people getting up midway through the film to go for a piss, and then coming back.
Just see a silhouette of someone cutting across your screen while you're watching the Bratz movie. Like, what the fuck?
Move out my way, please. I'm trying to watch.
I'm trying to watch Bratz here. Honestly, it's mad. It's like the weird, crazy. Like nowadays, I think like that's like batshit, and I don't think people probably have that experience. But that was just normal. And like doing darts as well.
Yeah.
Like there was dartboards all about in the pubs and stuff, and I remember me and my cousin who's like slightly older than me, were just doing some darts, and obviously I say doing some darts, right? I'm little, okay? I'm just like trying to throw these darts at the dartboard the best I can.
Yeah.
And I remember I threw it, and it, as my cousin was walking past the board,
Oh God.
into his head. But luckily, you know, my pathetic little throw, it just kind of like lightly went, ooh. But you know, enough to be like, you've just thrown a fucking dart at my head. I've also had it where I've thrown it. We had like a little, one that had been leant against a chair rather than on one of the walls. It was like one that had been taken down. It had obviously been used for too long. Well, I don't know darts. I don't know why they take things down. Anyway, it was on a chair, and I threw it at such an angle that it didn't go into the dartboard. It instead bounced off and went into my foot.
Oh my God.
And it's amazing as a kid that you're just like, oh, okay, let me just take that out of my foot and carry on. Like, if that was now, I'd be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
there's a fucking dart in my foot. Like, what the fuck do I do?
It would be like have you seen Grown Ups where they throw the javelin up in the air and it lands in his foot? I would be like that.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as a kid, I'm just like, oh, let me just take that out and carry on.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? That's unhinged.
Yeah. And I went to the cinema and watched Woman in Black when it came out.
That scared me so much.
So I think
Crow in the fireplace.
Yeah, I think I saw
screamed
it
at that.
the day after it came out in the cinema. So I think I was literally 12 because it was a 12A.
That probably makes sense actually, because I think I was about like 14, 15 when I first watched it.
Yeah,
at the cinema.
It's just crazy. It literally doesn't seem that long ago that
No.
it came out. But I remember watching
good
that in the
film,
cinema, and I slept with the light on for 6 weeks afterwards.
It's mad that like there's some horror films that do not stick with me. It's like it was scary at the time, like whatever. But it's crazy how some will just like stay in your head. Like I do sort of think like maybe The Grudge because I was so young.
Yeah.
But there are some horror films I've watched as an adult, and I've just gone like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like Hereditary, I watched that bizarrely on a plane, and even though I was on a plane in a very like public environment where you'd probably think it wouldn't scare you that much because it's only on a tiny little screen, it's not great quality, you're also surrounded by people, it's nothing about aircraft or anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
But it shut me up. And obviously Hereditary is like, it's pretty fucking rough.
Yeah.
Like, as horror films go, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I was like, that's a film that's rent free. I'm just like, no, I can never watch it again. I remember my sister, again, she's a bit like me, she loves horror things.
Yeah.
Obsessed. And she mentioned something about that film, and I was like, no. Absolutely not.
Not today.
I was like, that's too far. But somewhere, I do try and not make it sound too scary, because then it'll make her curious.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what I was like with The Grudge.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, you're making such a big deal about it. I kind of want to know now. And then I wish I didn't know. But yeah, like that, I was like, no, absolutely not.
No.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know, even though you're watching it and you know it's fake, you're literally watching the film. But it sticks with you.
It does stick with you. There's films even to this day. Like Women in Black was one.
Mhm.
I'm trying
It's
to
a
think
great
of
book.
what else.
There's not many books that I've like read compared to, you know, some people that have read books and are big into reading and stuff like that. But reading Women in Black is very, very good. Different ending, but yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Very, very good. And it's like amazing how a book can be scary. Because like you're literally reading the words. It shouldn't be scary, but they made it so well.
Yeah, they make. I found from other books that I've read, they make books which make you like vision the story yourself.
Yeah.
And
I remember, like,
sometimes
with the
that can go
times I was
really
reading
bad.
it, I was like looking around my room, kind of being like, right, just remember who you are. You're in your room. You're
Yeah.
not in this world that you're imagining because of this book. You are in your room. But yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Very good book. Very good film, to be honest. It was pretty good. Pretty scary.
It's scary.
Scary.
If you had any recommendations for anyone, like for product, just whacked my microphone, for like products to get for stream, obviously expensive or not, like what would you think would be like an essential?
What for, like an essential item for streaming type thing?
Yeah.
Honestly, as bog standard, invest in a good mic. Don't worry about camera. Don't worry about getting your stream decks and stuff like that, because the bare minimum I would say is talking to people.
Mhm.
You know, if you're playing your game, even if you're just chatting things or whatever, just have a decent mic. Have something that people. It doesn't have to be anything like you're spending thousands and hundreds of pounds on, but rather than splitting that money over things like stream decks and fancy cameras and stuff like that, just mic, because that's the I'd say the bare minimum that you need. You need people to hear you at least.
Yeah.
You don't have to be on camera. You don't have to have your stream deck. Although yes, it's helpful, but you can do things on your phone, and you can bind things to your keyboard as well.
Yeah.
And also you can also just click things, even though I know it's a pain in the ass. But bare minimum, the first thing you should invest in if you want to invest a decent amount is a mic.
Yeah. I mean, even
I think
a decent mic doesn't even cost that much.
I mean, I use a Blue Yeti, and I think they are. Oh, I might be wrong actually. I think when I got this one, it was like 80.
Yeah.
Maybe, but like, you know, look out for things like Black Fridays and sales and like the Prime weekends or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, look out for the things. You don't have to go for like the high end. What are the mics? Is it? I want to say it's Shure, but I don't think that's right. Sure. Is it those?
Yeah.
Like they're pricey. Right?
Yeah, they're expensive.
They're fucking pricey. Yes, it's a good mic, but with the right filters that you can use on OBS, again for free, you can use a cheaper mic and still achieve the high quality audio. And the way I see it is, as long as people, it's not like peaking and people can comfortably listen to you, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
And then maybe when you're into streaming and you're a bit further down the line and maybe you've earned some money via streaming and you can put that towards something like a stream deck, then go for it. You do you.
Yeah.
But if you're talking your initial purchase, a good mic.
Yeah.
I would say.
I mean, my microphone isn't like, it's literally a cheap microphone from Amazon. I think it literally cost about 50 quid. And it's still...
I mean, you sound, yeah,
it's still a decent quality mic.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I've not forked out. And it came with an arm as well, so I can move it around.
Oh yeah, brilliant. I think I did see a lot of for a while I saw people shitting on Blue Yetis and stuff because it's not like the high end stuff. But it's like, so who are you to decide what people can afford and use and stuff like that? Like, yeah, okay, if you want to spend, if you've got the ability to spend that money, you do what you want to do. But don't feel like you're less of a content creator because you don't have a certain mic or you don't have a certain camera, because it doesn't really mean shit.
No. I mean, if you look back at when I first started streaming, I literally was using my headset mic, looking like I worked in a call centre, and I was streaming off of a laptop using my laptop webcam. So that's how I started, on my living room sofa.
And I think it's worth just let yourself cook.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like you might spend all this money and then just find that, because some people just do not enjoy streaming.
Yeah.
Some people just don't like it, even aside from like, you know, view counts and active chats, that people just don't like it.
Mm.
And then they've spent all this money on things, then you think, well, I'm probably not going to really use that now, so it's worth just prioritizing the one item and then let yourself cook.
Yeah.
You might get to a place where you can then afford to upgrade or whatever, but you don't need to be like, oh, I must get this because I want to start streaming and stuff like that. You don't need to do that at all.
No.
Basically, just be a legend and have a decent mic.
Yeah. I mean, like Alex said, like, a bad video is easy to watch, but bad audio is the worst thing to listen to.
Exactly that. Yeah.
I would much rather watch someone with a bad quality video.
Quality camera, yeah, 100%.
Like my webcam is fucking awful, but because I've got a ring light, it makes it just a tiny little bit better.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've looked at like forking out a little bit. Like, you've got a Logitech camera, right?
Yeah.
I think I was looking at a similar one, and I was like, I'm not going to do that yet because I can't justify it. And it's not like my camera's awful. And you can always make things look better with good lighting.
Yes. With good lighting, with the right settings, and that's what I mean about the filters and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the Blue Yeti, without all the filters, yeah, I can understand people being like, oh, it doesn't sound quite right. But with certain filters and that, it's fine. It does the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not upset with how I sound when I go back through VODs and edit and stuff like that, other than my actual just voice, but I can't control that. But like, you know, the mic settings stuff I can control. And there's plenty of guides out there as well, so don't feel afraid to ask. Like, you can absolutely DM people, whatever, and ask like what filters you've got.
Yeah.
I just followed a YouTube video. It was like best filters for a Blue Yeti. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I just said it exactly to how they had it. Yeah.
Thank you for being on.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. It's been really, really fun.
I've enjoyed it.
All about it.
I've enjoyed it. Right.
I'll leave you now so you can do your raid out things. But thank you very much. Love you. Bye.
Bye.